Hey everybody, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again today with another exciting G.I. Joe toy review for y'all. Today we're looking at the Pursuit of Cobra release of Zartan. We've had quite a few different releases of Zartan in this lineup, and this is just another iteration of it, and to be honest with you, it's probably the most different of all the ones we've seen so far. And I'm actually kind of excited about that, because it is a very different look for the character, but it does keep some of the same aesthetics here, so yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. So anyways, we're going to dive into this thing and unbox it, and then do a review for y'all. So stick with us and we'll see how well this one stacks up. Zartan, the Master of Disguise. So this particular one is kind of the desert nomad version of Zartan. And again, it's quite a departure from the traditional interpretations of Zartan that we've seen in the past. But it is an interesting one at that. It's not one I was expecting to see. It's a nice little surprise. This is from the 30th anniversary Pursuit of Cobra line. So we have the traditional 30th anniversary card art going on here. Flipping it over to the back, we've got the traditional file card here. The crazy Pursuit of Cobra desert battle diorama going on in the background. So yeah, all in all, pretty nice looking. Always have admired these 30th anniversary style cards. Excuse me. But it's time to get in here and take a look at it and see what we got. So let's open this thing up. So to start with, we have this crazy satchel pack. We have the battle stand, figure stand here. And we have the traditional insert for the 30th anniversary line. So let's open this thing up and see which one we get out of this one. These do make nice posters if you can ever get them ironed. Although this one is a little bit worse for wear. So we've got the traditional just figure lineup on this side. And we've got the Jungle Assault diorama going on here. So pretty nice looking. I know it's hard to see on this, but it's fine. We can toss the little accessory tray back into the recycling bin now. And pull out the main attraction, Zartan. The rest of the packaging can now also be recycled, so we don't need it anymore. Let's see what we've got. Let's start out just by pulling the figure out if we can. So we've got Zartan and his weird looking thing going on there. You've got a really cool looking firearm back here in the back. We'll take a closer look at that here in a moment, but that's really awesome looking. We've got a second head for Zartan. We've got a crazy looking raptor bird of prey thing here. We've got this really cool staff perch for the bird. You've got a second vest here for Zartan. And this other little piece here is taped in. So we'll cut the tape real quick and pop that out. And this is the little blind for the bird. Just fits over his head. Something like that, or like this. Something like that. It doesn't stay on very well, but we'll look at that a little closer here in a minute. But yeah, so here's all the accessories that come with it. Pretty nice. We'll go ahead and zoom in real quick and take a closer look. To start off with, we have the figure stand, the battle stand, however you want to call it. It's a traditional Cobra stand. The logo there on the top and the code name at the side here. So all in all, pretty straightforward, pretty traditional, so we'll not spend much time on that, but it is nice that they include them. We'll take a look at the accessories first. Move Zartan to the side here. We have this one pouch here, which has got a lot of detail work on it. It's very cool. Kind of an oversized rucksack thing. A lot of nice detail work. And if you'll notice here on the back, it's got this weird little area stuck out right there. That's actually made so you can take this additional head and pop it in place like that, and he can carry his disguise around on his back. So that's a nice little feature. I don't know. It's pretty interesting that they thought ahead enough to put something like that in there. I know we've had problems in the past. He's got, usually comes with that backpack and the masks that fit inside of it, but with the actual full head. It's an interesting way they came up with to be able to carry that stuff around, so that's pretty nice. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and take a look here at this additional head. It's a pretty basic looking face. He does have a set of removable goggles. And the actual face itself looks pretty nice. A little bit of a suntan going on there, or a sunburn. So, very cool looking actually. And it's nice that the goggles are removable. And they fit on his head pretty easily, pretty snugly. So, I don't know. We may end up stealing those for another character at some point. But, very cool. The assault weapon here is also very nice. It's got a lot of detail work going on here. It's got the additional light here on the side. Extra magazine clip down at the bottom. Overall, a really nice looking weapon. This one does seem to be a little bit deformed. It's kind of a softer plastic there, so if you get one of those like that, you can kind of just mush it back up into shape. It shouldn't detract too much from you. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at the bird first. So he's got this crazy raptor looking bird, which again has a lot of nice detail work going on. They did a really good job with this sculpt here. Unfortunately, his wings are not spread out, so he can't like simulate flying or anything like that. But it's really cool. In addition, we do have this mask that's supposed to go on the bird's head. And it does work, just not really well. It's kind of loose fitting on there, and it has a tendency to pop off, as you can see here. But you can get it to sit if you don't have it at an angle too much. But again, it's kind of loose fitting, so it does have a tendency to pop off. But it's nice that they did include that little blind there. So yeah, really cool looking. While we're on the bird here, we also have this crazy staff looking thing here. Again, they put some nice detail work into it. The bird is designed to sit on the perch at the top. His little claws here just spread apart enough to latch onto that. And it actually holds on really well. And nice and secure, so that's a plus there. It does look like he's sitting kind of at a weird angle there, but it's okay. You just kind of move him around to get him to look the way you want him to look. That's pretty cool. The claws aren't really big enough to latch onto somebody's arm or anything like that, but that's alright. We also have this additional vest here, which has a lot of nice detail work on it. You've got the little brown backpack on the back of it, some nice detail work on the bottom and the sides, and a little extra canteen there too, so that's pretty cool. On the side here you've got just the flap there that opens to allow you to put it back on. Snaps back in place, so pretty cool. Now let's move on and take a look at Zartan himself. He comes with a couple of accessories on his person. So to begin with, we'll look at his pistol. It's a pretty nice looking pistol. Not a lot of detail work in it, but enough, I guess. Got the little extra laser sight thing on the bottom, so that's kind of cool looking. That back over there. He has this removable cloak piece, which has some really cool looking detail work in it. Nice cobra symbol here on the side or the back in that nice silver highlight color. Very subtle, but it's there. The weathering effects that they put in this thing is really cool looking. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'll stick this back on there for right now. And but while we have that off, actually, let's take a look. He also comes with two little knife sword things strapped to his belt. So we'll pull them out and take a look at them. There are two of them, and they are pretty much the same. Nice little machetes. A little bit of detail work on them. Some of the rivets on the handles. It's got a slight serration on the back side. So yeah, those are really cool looking. So accessories are out of the way now. We can look at the figure itself. We're going to start with the cloak on. And with the cloak on, the figure looks pretty awesome, to be honest with you. It's a nice kind of desert nomad theme going on here. The coloring is pretty cool. You'll notice that paint-wise, you've got like some sunburn going on top of his arms and a little bit on his face. That's a pretty cool little feature. The original Zartan had the whole color change in light kind of feature. So you would assume that he would be sensitive to light, so it's kind of nice to see that he's kind of got sunburned. Flipping it over to the back to see that, you can kind of see some of the same thing going on. It's a lighter color on his back. You can see the different shades of red there on his shoulders. So pretty cool. We'll go ahead and pop this thing off just so you can see in here. And I'm not sure how well this picks up on the camera, but there are some very slight markings on his chest and torso where he's got some like weird tattoo things going on. This can also be, I guess, part of his color change variation chameleon effect thing, or maybe he's been out in the sun too long and those things just kind of start showing through. But again, I do like the way they have done the sun effect here. Pretty nice looking. The head by itself looks very weird. But if you add back the cloak, it's definitely got a Zartan vibe to it. So it looks much better with the cloak on than with the cloak off, but for the purposes of this review, we're going to leave it off for that much. Articulation wise, the head does move 360 degrees, up and down motion. Again, with the cloak on there, you're not going to see a whole lot of movement there, but you can get in there and move it around a bit. So you can get whatever effect that you're after to show up. Shoulder joint is the traditional ball and swivel, so full range of motion there. Again, nice detail work on this armband thing. The elbow joint is ball and swivel as well. And then he's just got a simple swivel for the wrist, but it works really well. The chest feature has the traditional swivel joint there and the ab crunch feature. Not a lot of range with the abs, but it does work, so it looks really nice anyways. Traditional T-hook joint at the hips. He does have the double knee joints as well, and the traditional ball and swivel at the ankle. So all in all, really nice articulation on this one. Really nice detail work all the way around. And it looks really cool, actually. It's nice to see that you can get Zartan out in the sun and he doesn't die. Though he's probably not really happy. Accessory wise, you just slap this one back on there and he's good to go. At the same time, we have this additional vest thing here, so we're going to start by popping his head off. Unbutton that little flap thing right there. Stick one arm through the opposite side. Stick the neck piece through. Fasten that little button back down. And you've got... Actually, we're going to go ahead and throw on this additional head as well. So now you've got your G.I. Joe in disguise kind of thing. Pretty nice looking. The head does work really well here. And the color variations match up pretty well too, so his sunburn kind of still looks like it's supposed to be there. He's been out in the sun a little too long. Pop this thing back off for the time being. Stick the original head back in here. And his cloak back on again. Actually, before we do the cloak, we'll grab the knives here. They do fit in these little side pouches here. Little sheaves on his belt. They do fit in his hand really easily as well. So, nice and tight. They're not loose or anything like that, so you won't have a problem with them. You can make him into a swashbuckler if you want. But both of those fit in his belt really easily, really securely, and they look really nice. You can take and slap this thing back on there. This cloak thing fits on there kind of loosely. And there's not much you can do about that. You can kind of stick his knives in front of these little flaps here, but doesn't help a whole lot. So yeah, whichever way you like. I think it looks a little bit better with them on the front, so you can't really, they're still hidden at that point. But his pistol fits in his hand pretty easily, nice and secure. His assault rifle also fits in his hand. It's a little bit loose actually for the right hand anyway, so let's try it on the left. Fits much secure on the left hand side, so you may want to keep that in mind, or it may just be this particular one, so I don't know. But it fits, it works really well. looks nice on him. Then we also have his crazy staff for his bird. It does kind of fit in here a little loose as well. But I think the idea is if he's standing up, he's going to be grasping it towards the top anyways, so not really a big problem there. Then you can mount the bird on top. Well, let's try this again. There we go. Mount the bird. Slide the staff in his hand. And the bird falls off. There we go. So, looks pretty cool with him. Standing there on the side, holding the bird. But the staff is kind of loose fitting, so probably fits in his left hand a little easier, since again it's not quite as loose. Yeah, fits in his left hand a lot easier. And I'm going to quit that since it keeps falling off the bird there. Then his pouch can just slip around his neck either which way you want it to go. And it does fit on there pretty easily. So it's nice that he can carry at least half his accessories anyways. Not all of them at one time, but quite a few of them anyways. So, yeah. It's a nice little update to Zartan. Nice little alternate universe kind of play if you want to go that way, or just a desert nomad, or whatever you want to go with. So, all in all, very cool figure, and it works really well. That's it for our review for the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra 30th Anniversary Zartan figure. Really cool desert nomad scheme going on, so yeah, it's pretty awesome. So if you can pick one up, go ahead and do it. It's worthwhile to pick it up. So that's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Till next time, Yo Joe.